Hey guys, it's Cobalt Isaac, and this is going to be my video ranking all the Robins. And you're never gonna guess who my favorite Robin is. Oh man. Sorry, I'm not very subtle at all. This is why I really suck at apples to apples. Also, if you saw my previous video of my top 10 superheroes, you already kind of know my top pick. But if you haven't seen it, check it out after this video, okay? Actually, I was planning on making this video before that one, but I didn't really have this shirt or my Batman shirt with me. Like, it was in the wash. So I decided, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna do my top 10 superheroes. And I guess I wore a Captain America t-shirt when he didn't even make it on the list, which, if you're up to date in the comics, Captain America's a Hydra agent right now, so he's technically not a hero. But wow, I've literally been just rambling for a minute and a half. Okay, let's get started here. Now, I'm gonna, go through just all the Robins, just their history, and I'm only gonna be looking at the four main Robins. Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, and Damian Wayne. Okay, so the first Robin is Dick Grayson, and a little bit of his history. He was an acrobat with his parents. They were called the Flying Graysons, and they were in the circus. And someone tampered with his parents' wires, causing them to fall and die. And of course, Bruce Wayne happened to be watching the whole show, which he was actually planning on training Dick Grayson just later on in life, so he already had him in mind, which that's a really little known fact about him. Like, even big comic book fans don't even know about that. So he takes in Dick Grayson, trains him to be Robin, and a lot of people think that he trained him so he could be just like Batman, but in reality, Batman trained him so he wouldn't become like Batman. And he was a really iconic sidekick, Batman and Robin. And then eventually Batman and Robin had a little disagreement, so Robin went on his own and formed the Teen Titans. And then a lot of people were starting to miss, the iconic Batman and Robin dynamic duo. And I mean, they've already aged up Robin a little bit. So they decided, since the writer of Teen Titans wanted to keep Robin and didn't want to give him back to Batman, they decided, let's just clone Robin. So they had Robin become older. Now he's an adult. He's 18, and he becomes Nightwing, who is like my bro, by the way. So he becomes Nightwing, and that frees up the mantle of Robin, which is Jason Todd. So Jason Todd, he came from a broken home. His dad left him. He was like a baby, maybe even before he was born. And eventually his mom died. And so he was living off the streets. And then Batman caught Jason Todd stealing tires off of the Batmobile. And, Jason just reminded him of Dick Grayson. So he trained him to be Robin. He trained him for 6 months, then let him go out in the field. And Batman started to notice that this isn't the same guy. This isn't Dick Grayson. So, I mean, it's just not the same guy. I mean, he doesn't have the acrobatic skills. He's a little more brutal. And eventually Batman's like, "Hey, you're not going to be Robin anymore. Stay in the Batcave." But then Jason receives a letter from his mom saying like, "I'm alive." I think she was his real mom. Like he thought the mom that raised him was his biological mom, but apparently not. And she said, "Hey, you come over here. The Joker has me." And it was a trap, and the Joker captured Jason, and Batman rushed there as fast as he can, but he didn't make it on time. The Joker already beat Jason to death, and that made Batman much more brutal. He started to break his no killing rule, and Alfred told Dick, "Hey, you need to become Robin again. You know, Batman needs a Robin. He's getting a little out of control." And Dick said, "No, sorry, I'm not Robin anymore. I'm Nightwing. Robin's just the past. He's not me anymore." And then eventually, Tim Drake found out. He realized, hey, Bruce Wayne is Batman, and Dick Grayson is the first Robin. He figured that out by seeing a move that only Dick Grayson would know how to use because he actually witnessed the Flying Graysons when they were murdered. So Batman was hesitant, but eventually took Tim Drake in to be the third Robin. In the New 52 relaunch, he was just Red Robin, but originally he was Robin. Then when he became maybe 16, he became Red Robin. And then after that, Batman finds out he has a son. Apparently, uh, Talia al Ghul, who's the son of Ra's al Ghul. If you don't know who he is, watch the Dark Knight trilogy because he's a major character for Batman. So apparently Talia al Ghul drugged Batman, and had fun with his body. Let's just work with that. And eventually became pregnant. Then had a son named Damian, who Batman didn't know about until Damian was like 9 or 10. And eventually Batman found him. He became the fourth Robin, the current Robin. And Batman used to be a little more hesitant. Like, okay, really? Why am I taking kids out to fight? But then Damian, like, he's League of Assassins. Like, he can handle himself. And Damian was a lot more violent. In fact, he killed a villain. But, he's Batman's son. Batman can forgive him. And, oh, I forgot to mention, Jason Todd apparently was resurrected with the Lazarus Pit by Ra's al Ghul, and he became a villain called the Red Hood. There were multiple villains named Red Hood. It's kind of like a legacy, I guess. The Joker was originally called the Red Hood before he went insane. And Red Hood, well, Jason, wanted to kill the Joker, and he was also mad at Batman, like, hey, you didn't avenge my death. And you just replaced me with Tim Drake right away. Yeah, I think Red Hood appeared while Tim Drake was the current Robin. And yeah, that's just a brief history of the Robins. Now I'm gonna go and rank them as Robin, like during their time just being Robin, not like them as an adult. I mean, Damien never became an adult, but you get what I mean. So I'm just gonna do that right now. Okay, so please don't hate me. My least favorite to, be Robin is Jason Todd. Sorry, but he's honestly not that likable. Moving on. My third favorite Robin is Damian Wayne. Honestly, I might be a little biased since in Injustice Gods Among Us, the comic book series, not the video games, which the comic book series are just prequels to the video games, Damian kills Nightwing. Look what shirt I'm wearing. That is not okay. Just don't kill Nightwing. Okay? Especially if you're Robin. Robin shouldn't kill Nightwing. I know that's in a parallel universe, but you just can't forgive him for that. Also, he literally has no friends in the main universe. In fact, in the Teen Titans series, like the newest Teen Titans series, not TV series, comic book series. I'm not talking about Teen Titans Go here. He didn't even have any friends. He kidnapped the superheroes that he wanted to become the new Teen Titans with him. So, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of people who need to kidnap people to join their team, especially if they're a good guy team. Kind of like how Martin Stein kidnapped Jefferson Jackson on Legends of Tomorrow, the CW series, which that was actually kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, my second favorite Robin, and keep in mind, this is to be Robin, like as Robin, during their time being Robin. It's Dick Grayson. Mostly because, I don't know, Tim Drake's sort of the more main Robin. Dick Grayson is a pretty famous Robin. I mean, he's the guy in the Teen Titans TV show, the Teen Titans Go TV show, season 1 of Young Justice. But, I mean, honestly, Tim Drake just, he's Robin to me. Okay, also, when Dick Grayson is Nightwing, you get Tim Drake as Robin. So, like, that's two awesome characters. I mean, when Dick Grayson's Robin, we don't have Tim Drake. Okay? So that's just my reasoning for it. So, my number one pick for Robin, to be Robin, which I know this is, like, so obvious right now, it's Tim Drake. Again, because while he's Robin, Dick Grayson is Nightwing, as shown in Young Justice Season 2. And Tim Drake's also the guy you play as in all 3 Lego Batman video games. So, that's also pretty cool. And Tim Drake's the second greatest detective. Close second to Batman. Oh, and also, I know this isn't a parallel universe, it's not mainstream continuity, but okay, you guys, most of you probably haven't heard of Batman Beyond. He's basically Batman of the future. His real name's Terry McGinnis. It's in Earth 12, mostly because, I mean, if they're writing a series about the future, that's kind of a spoiler to the current present day series that's going on, and they don't want any contradictions. So Terry McGinnis is traveling back in time and is killed. So Tim Drake, like Tim Drake of like actual present day, not of the future, Batman Beyond's time, he becomes the new Batman Beyond and goes back to the future to serve as Batman Beyond. I mean, now Terry McGinnis is back. Also, there is a TV series from like 1999 called Batman Beyond, which is an original TV show. Like that TV show inspired the comic book character, not the other way around. Now, time to rank the Robins as they are right now. Okay, so my least favorite Robin right now is Damian. Can't really explain this much since, I already explained why I don't like Damian Wayne as Robin, and, he's only Robin. So, moving on. My third favorite Robin grown up is Jason Todd, because he's the Red Hood now. Red Hood is awesome, by the way. And now my second favorite is Tim Drake, Red Robin, who is currently dead in the comic books. Well, I mean, everyone thinks he's dead, but actually he's being held prisoner by Mr. Oz. I'm not even going to try to explain this. Honestly, I have a lot of catching up to do, so I don't want to feed you wrong information. Then, first favorite Robin is, drum roll, Nightwing. Nightwing's my bro, Just check out my top 10 superheroes. You'll see why. Also, I could use the extra views. And also, what's happening with my subscribers? I had like 26 subscribers, and then within like the past 2 days, I lost 3. That is unacceptable. Okay? Now, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, a comment, subscribe, or even resubscribe if you're one of those 3 who unsubscribed from me. And, well, see you in the next video, whatever that will end up being.